What's up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network, and today's video, guys, I got a special treat for y'all, and I'm gonna be doing my first ever tier list video. So here we go. Of course, this is the first time I've ever done a tier list video. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna do a tier list video, and I'm going to be ranking all the Nintendo controllers. So, and of course, I know there's like some third-party controller, knockoff controllers. There was someone made by like Hyperion and Hori and stuff like that. But they're not included on this tier list because we're going to be focusing on the OGs. We're focusing on the original controllers that Nintendo made. So, and also, guys, in the future, I will be doing more tier lists. I'll see if I'll do one for Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers in the future and some other things. So, without further ado, let's get this tier list started. So, here we go. Of course, this is my tier list. So, of course, as you can see right up here, it's a little blurry. Oh, there we go. So, we got all the Nintendo controllers tier list. As you see right here. So, we're going to get this started. So, here we go. So, I'm going to rank them from, right here. And here's all the ranks that I am going to be doing. We got awesome, great, good, it's okay, meh, and garbage. Of course, it's okay is basically like a combination of good and meh. So we're gonna get this started. So here we go. So these are all the pictures of all the originals, the OGs of the Nintendo controllers. And of course, before we start, I want to say, this is just my opinion. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. This is just my opinion and my opinion alone. And also, please don't get offended over this. Because it's not that serious. So we're going to get this started. So this is just my opinion. So I'm going to explain my side of the story about my opinion on these controllers. So we're going to get this started. So here we go. So the first controller we're going to start off with, let's start off with the OG. The NES controller. Oh, so you can see right here. So the NES controller is, it's a pretty good controller during its times, Of course, it has the left and L and R button on the top. They also got the design of the controller looks okay. They got the D-pad, from the up, down, left, and right. Two red buttons of the A and B button. And, of course, the middle button, with the select and start button. So I'm going to put this NES controller in great. Because, it's a great controller during its times. I know not a lot of people is not a fan of the controller. I know some people say, oh, it got short buttons and stuff. But I will say, during its times, because that's how the NES controller was during its time. With the LR button, A, B, it doesn't have a lot of buttons and stuff. That's how it was during its time. But it was a great controller overall. Maybe they could have put a little more, but that's why, But I thought this was a great controller overall. Alright, next one we're going to do, we got the, I don't know if you can see it, but we got the SNES controllers. Sorry about the quality, guys. This is all I can do. But anyway, we got to do the Super Nintendo controller. This controller, I love it. During its time, of course, you got the D-pad and stuff. You also got the, battery. You also got the select and start button in the middle. And this was the first controller to introduce the Y and X controller, which is pretty cool. And the BA controller and LR triggers and stuff. And it feels pretty comfortable. I love the buttons in this. The way the design looks is great. So this one is going to be on awesome. That's right. This was an awesome controller. I love this, the Super Nintendo controller. It was a great controller during its times. And yeah, it feels really, really good, I love the Super Nintendo controller. I think it's great. Alright, next one we're going to do is the Nintendo 64 controller. I gotta say, honestly, I am not a fan of this controller because the way the controller looks. Some people say it's kind of confusing in some ways, especially when you play some of the games and stuff like that. Like, if you play games like Mario Kart or Super Mario 64, I think it's fine. But when you play other different games with this controller stuff, it just, doesn't feel right. The grip was okay. This was the first controller introduced, the analog stick. I know some people had issues with the analog. I thought the analog stick was fine. And, of course, you got the start button in the middle, on top of the analog stick, the D-pad, L and R triggers. On the back of the controller, it has the Z button, B and A, and then also they have the yellow buttons, which is up, down, left, and right as well, which is pretty cool. First controller to have that as well. So, I know some people say it's one of the worst controllers ever. But in my opinion, as much as I'm not really a fan of the Nintendo 64 controller, I don't think it's not the worst controller. I mean, it's not really the worst. I know some people do a tier list like that. They put this in garbage. But me, I'm going to put the N64 controller. It's okay. So it's okay. It's okay. So I'm just going to put it there. Mainly because, like, yeah, it does have some problems. I didn't like the way they design, the way they make the controller. But in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I don't think the N64 is the worst controller of all time. Because trust me, I've seen many video game controllers that are, like, worse than the N64. Like I said, it's not my favorite, but, it's not the worst, but at the same time, it's not the best. So that's why I put it, it's okay. So it's okay. Alright, next controller we got is the Nintendo GameCube controller. Okay, so the Nintendo GameCube controller, I love this controller a lot. Of course, this one got the C analog stick on the right. Also got the D-pad. It got an analog stick. It also got the LR on the top. The triggers, the grip. When you touch the GameCube controller and then you feel the grip, it feels very comfortable. I like the design, the way it looks as well. The Z button is like on front of the R button. You also got your X, Y, A, and B buttons there, and also your start and pause button in the middle. So I love this controller. This has to be no doubt one of my favorite video game controllers of all time. So that and how very comfortable it is. This is one of my favorites. This is no doubt one of the best controllers ever. So the GameCube controller, awesome. So I'll put that on awesome. It deserves to be on because it feels so comfortable, and not to mention a lot of people still play their GameCube to this day, especially if you play Smash. Like if you play like Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube, which people still play to this day, you can even use the controller in Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo Wii because you just need the adapter in order to connect to the Wii. Then they also allow you to play your GameCube controller on the Wii U with Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, and then you can actually play this controller on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for Nintendo Switch. And you could just need the adapter, but you only got to connect it if it's on if you play the Switch on your handheld console, on your home console. Excuse me, sorry, the home console. But yeah, I love the GameCube controller. It's one of my favorites video game controllers, no doubt one of the best. All right, so the next controllers we got together, we got the Nintendo Wii controller and also the nunchucks. So yeah. So the Wii controller has some pretty unique buttons. Of course, it got D-pads, A. The way the design looks is kind of weird in some way, but I mean, it's okay, but, And not to mention, they have like if you have the Nintendo Wii with the center bar, there are some games you can use center bar and stuff like that. I mean, the way you use the controls, and then you can even like center bar and all that stuff. I thought it was in some ways is good in some games, but then in some games it feels not good. And of course the nunchuck, which was okay. I mean, it's fine. Of course it has the the analog stick controller with the two buttons on the top of it. It doesn't feel comfortable. Although the good thing I can say about the Wii controller has like a strap where you could just strap it around your wrist instead of like throwing it. If you play like a Wii Sports game and you don't have the strap on, there's a chance you could break your TV. So at least they put the strap in, which is fine. Honestly, just like the N64, not really that much of a fan of the Wii controller. The nunchucks was okay as well. So I'm gonna put the Wii controller nunchucks. I'm gonna put it in mad, just mad, cause like, it's not. I mean, I'm not the fan of it. I mean, it's cool that I have the strap, so that way, when you play games and stuff, you don't have to like worry about throwing in a TV by accident and stuff like that. But I'm not really the biggest fan of this controller, so it's kind of a mad in my opinion. It's just a mad. I mean, the way it feels, it doesn't feel that much comfy in my opinion, but it's all right. Okay, next one we got is the Wii Classic Controller. So the Wii Classic Controller, you could connect this on your Wii remote, on your Wii remote controller, on that way you can connect it and stuff like that. Of course, it has like the buttons and stuff like that. The 4 buttons, 2 analog sticks, and then L and R triggers and stuff like that as well. I'm gonna put this one met as well. I mean, it looks fine, but I think there's some issues, like the whole. I think the triggers does not feel that right, though, in my opinion, and the way that you play and stuff like that when you try to get a grip on it, I don't think it's not that great. So it's just a man. It's just a man. Okay, next one we're gonna do I'm gonna do the Nintendo Wii Pro Controller. All right, so the Nintendo Wii Pro Controller, uh, it has a better grip. Like when you hold it and stuff. Got some unique buttons and stuff. Of course, you can connect this on your Wii remote. LR buttons are good. The buttons, in the Wii Pro Classic Pro Controller, I thought the buttons were fine. The grip feels very comfortable. I think the only issue, when you put it on your Wii remote, of course the Wii remote has to have batteries and stuff like that as well, and stuff like that, which is fine. I'm talking about the Wii remote having batteries, not the Pro controllers, guys. Just letting you know. But yeah, the Pro controller feels fine, feels comfy. I think the analog sticks was not. In some ways, like if you do it like very hard and stuff, it could get like a drip, so it's not that great in my opinion. But overall, I thought this was a good controller overall. So the Nintendo Wii Classic Pro Controller, good. Yeah, I'll put it in good because like I think the only issue I had was kind of like the analog sticks. That's about it. So yeah. Especially like if you go too rough over it, it can have like a little drip. So yeah, but this was a good controller. I actually do like this one. Even though it has a little bit of fluff, I still like this one. Alright, next one we have is the Nintendo Wii U Gamepad. Alright, so the Wii U Gamepad, we all know we all know about the Wii U becoming a failure and didn't sell that well. Nobody didn't care about the Wii U, nobody didn't want to buy one. Lack of third party support and other issues as well. But I will say this Wii U Gamepad there's some good things about the Wii U that I like, and one of them has to be the gamepad. So I'm gonna give the Wii U Gamepad a great. Let me tell you why. Because even though the Wii U was a fail, even though it didn't do that well, but there are some good things about that console, and that is the Wii U Gamepad. Because the Wii U Gamepad, it has a little screen where you could play some of your games on it. You could play it on the screen and stuff, which is cool. The two analog sticks feel very comfortable, especially when you hold on to it. The triggers, the grip, when you hold the grip on it, it feels pretty good. Also got the home button, the four buttons like the X, Y, A, and B, the L and R buttons on the top, and then on the back it's got the Z, L, and ZR, and the D-pad and all the stuff. It also has that little square where you can scam your Amiibo into it, which is pretty cool as well. And it feels comfortable as well. And I have to say, even though the Wii U was a fail, the gamepad is no doubt has to be one of the best controllers. I only put it on great instead of awesome because the only problem with the gamepad is the battery life. Because I think the battery is like 3 to 4 hours, and you have to get like a new battery life to last more hours and stuff like that. That's the only problem with the gamepad. But other than that, the Wii U gamepad, I love it. I love the gamepad, and it has to be one of the best one, no doubt, one of the good Nintendo controllers. Even though the Wii U was a fail, but the gamepad itself is actually really good. This was a great controller overall. All right, so we only got 3 more to go, guys. Next controller we got right here is the Nintendo Wii U Pro Controller. All right, so the two analogs feel very comfortable. I actually feel more comfortable with that. The grip feel pretty good. It also has Bluetooth as well, which you could charge it and also you can sync in on your Wii U and stuff like that. They also come with a USB cord when you connect it and stuff like that, which is cool. Which is fine. It's better than having AA batteries and stuff like that. On the Wii remote. But the Wii U Pro Controller, you can use USB, charge it up and stuff like that. You can charge it on your Wii U, or you can even charge it by having an adapter plug. Then the D-pad, I thought the D-pad feels pretty comfortable. The buttons feel comfortable. The analog sticks is actually a little bit more better than the Nintendo Wii Classic Pro Controller, in my opinion. The triggers and stuff like that on the back, the LR stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I think this lasts like maybe 40, 50 hours somewhere, or something like that. I can't remember how many hours, but it does last a long time, pretty longer. Overall, this was an awesome controller. I love this one. So the Wii U Pro Controller is gonna get a awesome. So put it right there. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I actually have this controller, and I really enjoy using the Wii U Pro Controller. It feels so comfortable. The analog sticks, I like how the analog sticks is a little more, feels really good than the Wii Classic Pro Controller, in my opinion. All right, so there we go. Next one we got 2 more left. Next one we have is the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers. And you guys know where this is going to be. garbage. Why is this on garbage? Because of the drift? Because the way they made the control. I mean, it is a cool concept, but the problem with this Joy-Con, mostly because of the drift, and not a lot of people are not a fan of the Joy-Cons. I'm not really a fan of the Joy-Cons at all. And it's more than just the drift. It's like the way the buttons look so kind of small, the way it doesn't feel that much comfortable with it, and not to mention, when you use the analog stick, it could like hurt your fingers, like your thumb for a minute. It could hurt your thumb from feeling it. I am not a fan of the Joy-Cons whatsoever. I'm not really a fan because it does have some problems. The Nintendo Switch is an awesome console. Don't get me wrong, it's a great console. I love the Nintendo Switch, but damn, these Joy-Cons are not good at all. All right, guys. So we got one more controller left. This is the last one. This is the Oh yeah, and another one of the good things I can say about the Joy-Cons is you can actually use the Joy-Cons to scan your amiibo. I actually like that. That's a good thing I can say. But other than that, the Joy-Cons is garbage. All right, now we're gonna move on to the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Now this controller, I love it. I love this controller. I remember one of the analog stick on the bottom. If you click the analog stick down, you have a light. There's a secret message in on the Switch Pro Controller that says, thank you to all Nintendo fans. So that's a pretty good by Nintendo. That's a pretty good secret message. The Pro Controller feels really good, especially with the grip. The L and R button, the triggers, the D-pad is good. The analog stick feels very comfortable. Even I know it's a little bit drifty, but it's not as bad as the Joy-Con ones. But I still love this controller. It's awesome. So, and not to mention the battery life of this one, it can last up to, I think, 70 hours. Like, that's amazing. 70 hours. That's a long time. I like that. A Pro Controller that lasts 70 hours. I love that. So I'm gonna give the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna get this This is an awesome controller. Do I recommend getting it? Absolutely. Like, if you don't like the Joy-Cons, just get the Pro Controller. The Nintendo Switch Pro Controller is awesome. It feels great. I have this controller and I loved it. I use the Switch Pro Controller more than I use the Joy-Cons. So there we go. All right, guys. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my Nintendo controller tier list. Like I said, this is just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But please don't get offended. It's not that serious. It's just my opinion. And my opinion alone. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But what do you guys think about my tier? Let me know in the comment section below. So don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, and post your comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think about my Nintendo controller tier list. If you have a tier list, what do you rank these controllers? Let me know in the comment section below. That's going to be it for this video, guys. So this is Domingo Hero Network. All I can say is take care. Have a good day. Goodbye, one. And Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.